Hello and welcome to another Zach Carnage video, and this time we are continuing on with next New Year painting challenge. So last time I told you I was going to be painting up these tomb blades. This is the original one that I did for my tutorial, and these are the two which I have done since. They're quite a bit brighter than the original. I haven't done painting in quite a while, but also I kind of like having quite a bit more green on the models. I've seen a lot of people just do matte black, plain black, and then the green edging, which I started off doing a long time ago. But a lot of other people keep it really, really dark in the center, and I just don't like that. I feel like it needs to blend better between the two, so I always put a load of dark greens in the centers of the panels. But to try and get away from that, I just painted up these slightly differently. So this is how they look. These are the two which I had the most time to complete. You can see the guy in there looking through the scope, and then each of these lenses is glossed up at the front. So you can get a little bit closer. And if you want to go really in, so, as I said, I haven't really done much painting in about a year or so, just the odd thing, and I've been doing a lot of tower. I haven't done necklaces in quite a while, so my dry brushing technique's a little bit off, but I think these guys turned out okay. I certainly enjoyed the experience again, the painting experience. Here's the second one. But yeah, that's the first squad of tomb blades that I now have completed. So then I had the other three, and unfortunately, because I can't take everything with me to uni and I don't have any of my hobby stuff at uni, I had to do up the other three tomb blades immediately, because I'm actually now back in my house in Oxford where I'm staying. So I had to do these guys as quickly as possible, basically. So I did all of these three and some other models in a single day. We'll go into the other models in a minute, but let's just bring these guys in. So you can see they all have the large spines on the back. The point was to differentiate between this squad and the previous squad. Also, I really like the sleeker look it gives. It just lengthens the model a little bit. So let's take a look at this one. Can. Oh, it's a bit too close. Okay. So yeah, you can see that the quality is not nearly as good on these three because I only had the single day to do them, and I couldn't gloss up any of the lenses or anything, which is a bit of a shame. But it was still good. It was still good to get them all done. I'm very happy with the fact that I now have two of my own squads of tomb blades with the correct color scheme, as I see it. The GW color scheme. I mean, the silver one's really nice. I really like the one where you just dry brush most of the model in silver and highlight a few bits in green. But I like this one too, and this is the one that I'm using for my army. So that's those guys for the painting challenge. I didn't have time to do the Spaceballs guy. Because he was taking too long to dry, and I didn't have any metal glue, and I couldn't order any in because I wouldn't have time for it to arrive before I did any painting. So went through my bits boxes and I created these 5 minis, which are some pieces that I had lying around. So here we have my second unit of Praetorians. I think they're a really nice unit. I was swaying between Lich Guard and Praetorians, and in the next video that I upload, which is Praetorians versus Lich Guard, you'll see why I chose these guys over them. Don't get me wrong, I think the Lich Guard look cooler at the moment. In my current frame of mind, Lich Guard with war sides, or even with dispersion shields, I think are the much cooler of the looking models. But I think in 7th edition these guys are really, really important because being able to rush in and capture objectives is so key. So let me give you a quick breakdown of what went into the majority of these models. So we're going to start off with the backs of these guys. So 2 of these, I think, it might even be 3. This one, and yeah, that's it. These 2 are original Praetorian bodies. Well, the backs anyway. So I had all the pieces of these. Unfortunately, I'd gone through my bits box and used a lot of the Praetorian spines and stuff for my other conversions. So I didn't have very many left. Luckily, I had rib cages for all of these guys to work with. So these 2 guys have the normal backs, and then green stuff cloaks on every single one of these guys. For the others, I took immortal backs. Let's just move these over here. I took immortal backs, and I did a lot of pinning work. So I drilled holes in the bottoms of all of these and prepared orbs to go into all of them. They ended up not being the right angle on this one because of the way that the legs ended up posing, which was a bit of a shame. But I didn't really have much control over that because I had no blue tack or anything to hold it in place. So he's ended up with a slightly awkward leaning pose. But if I had the orb, it would be going into his butt. So I figured I wouldn't put it on there. But then I pinned these orbs, which I believe are from Wraith or Canoptic Spider models. In most cases, I didn't have legs. To be honest, I didn't have any legs from models lying around, and you don't get spare legs from Lich Guard models. So to give you an idea of what went into these 2 have arms which I have cut at the elbow, and I thought this was way too risky to just glue, so I drilled both ways and have pinned both of the legs on both of these models. In this model, there's actually an additional metal brace which goes up all the way and joins the 2 legs in the middle to hold them together, because otherwise the legs are going to fall apart. And that's basically the key reason of having all these cloaks, because I needed to cover the fact that they're all braced with stuff. So these 2 have just metal pinning braces. This one has entirely green stuff from the model up to the waist, and oh no, sorry, that's this one is green stuff from here down up to the waist, which is why he's shrunk so much, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it kind of looks like he's crouching and peering up there. So this guy had a plastic base made of an old destroyer gun, which I put in there, and this last one again ran out of legs, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to have him flying, because they are jump infantry, so I figured I would make use of some of the immortal tubings and stuff. So he's got those going around, and then this is actually a paperclip which is all bent all the way around and goes all the way up. Bring him in a bit. Yeah, so this is just a bent paperclip into green stuff. You can see they're not quite finished. I had to stop at midnight on my last day at home. So none of the basing is done on any of these models, but I'm hoping that I can still do that in Oxford because I have glue, even if I have nothing else. So I'm going to see if I can base these guys up. This guy has green stuff feet, this guy doesn't have feet, and in the majority of cases these guys have like different chest panels and stuff because you only get one chest. So for that I've said that these are Praetorians which have been around for a long time. They've been fighting in a lot of battles, and they've never had replacements, so they've been picking up pieces of metal of other Necron models and putting themselves back together. So if you want to know how these 2 chests were done, these are made of spare bits of the Tomb Blade. I believe they're the shield veins, the bits which, yeah, if I take the model, you can see they would go along here around the edge. So I cut those up, put them together. I thought they made a pretty nice chest plate. It's a little bit bulky for the models, so it does restrict the heads quite a bit. And the orbs are taken from Warside, so I no longer have any Warside bits, so I'm going to have to buy some new Lich Guard if I want those. Or I might get Pariahs. So that's the chests on these guys. This guy has an immortal head because I ran out of Praetorian heads. And they've both got Grey Knight staves. So the staves just have bits of void blades on the edge. That's all I can really do for those guys. So I think they look alright. I went for red cloaks because I'm much better at painting red cloaks than any other colour except maybe blue for cloaks. I didn't want to do a green cloak because I didn't think it would work. As you can see, we have a Rod of the Covenant on this guy. It's missing the end because that was previously used for a conversion. He then has the nebula scopes from a Tomb Blade on the back because I think they just look really cool, so I just put them on there. And his chest is made from additional pieces of Tomb Blade edging. And these fit a lot better with the arm sockets, but I don't think they look as cool. You know, let me know what you think between those two. And this is from the End of the War side, so I just cut that up and put it on because I need an anchor for his chest. And he has a green stuff modelled rib cage, which probably can't see that well. You can just about see it there. It's okay. I'm not very good with green stuff, but I'm gonna keep on persevering with it. Anything to say about this guy? He has a warrior torso, because I had a few spare warrior pieces. A warrior torso which is green stuff onto the backpack, so I think the torso itself fits in very well, but the joins to these bits I think could be a little better. And the painting really wasn't complete, so you can see this edge here is terrible. I think I'm going to have to wash this section here. I'm definitely going to wash that at some point with just a deep blue wash so I can try and blend it a little bit better. Yeah, I really had no time to finish. I basically did that and I was about to blend it and I was like, oh, it's gone midnight, I need to actually pack this stuff up and go. That's that guy. Again, he's got the immortal back, this ribcage thing, and he has the standard Rod of the Covenant. I was left with a lot of terrible arm poses because I used all the good ones on my original Praetorians. So I just sort of tried to make them work. And this is, as far as I'm concerned, the one that's done the most well. Again, it's another warrior torso. This chainmail stuff here is from a Chaos Space Marine kit, but I thought that worked quite nicely in with the model. And you can see it's the immortal back again, but he had the spine left over and he was obviously got the Praetorian head there. So when I touch up these models in the future, which will probably be around Easter, I'm going to redo the edges of the wall sides with because I didn't quite finish it. Basically, I've gone most of the way there and then they need to be dulled down again and brightened up again on all of these Rods of the Covenant. And then I need to do the same thing on the gold, and I might do a little bit more work on these cloaks. But this is what I've been doing for Nick's New Year painting challenge. Unfortunately, I cannot do any more for it because I don't have any painting stuff here. So from now on, you're not going to be seeing any more building or painting stuff for the next couple of months. A lot of the stuff that I will do will be tactics talks building up to my battle with Jason Pryor. I'm also going to be doing just some random unit assessment, some fluff building for my army list, and of course for all of you Yu-Gi-Oh players I'm going to be doing a lot of that. We have the Oxford Comic Con coming up where I'm hoping to host a tournament. Originally I was going to be hosting 64 people, but they've told us that they don't want to give us the space all the time for that after asking us to hold the tournament there. So I'm not sure what size it's going to be. Hopefully we can get it to be 32, but they haven't replied to my previous email, so I'm going to have to get into contact with them again. As always, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Your criticism and compliments are always very, very welcome. Criticism especially, so I can know what to improve. And I'll see you guys in the next video.